Hello my darlings, and welcome to a little speed build today. Now, this has been in my head for ages, and I've just wanted to get it out into some kind of visual. And this is for my character for the D&D campaign that I'm going to be starting tomorrow. IRL with some family members. I've been wanting to play D&D for so bloody long, and I finally get the chance to now, and I'm so bloody excited. And this is my character's childhood home, and it's a little tiny kind of fishing cottage. He's of modest means. I'm going to go through and actually show you the backstory if you were interested. It's quite long, so you might have to get a cup of tea, whatever. Anyway, my character is called Taliesin Kerno. He is a half elf. He's around the age of about 21. He's a wizard, fresh out of school, but we'll get more into that later. So this is his backstory, and it might bring this build to life a little bit for all of you, like it did for me. So Taliesin is a young novice wizard fresh out of the College of Ang. He is a person of kindness, often putting other people's needs before his own. And though his intentions are noble, his anxiety sometimes gets the better of him. This nervous energy manifests in the constant need to prove himself. His love for books and reading often finds him with his nose in a tome, even when it would be wiser to pay attention to his surroundings. So Taliesin was born in the modest fishing village of Porth Lynn, located along the stormy coast of insert a suitable place here. I don't know what the name of this area is going to be called yet, because we're doing session 0 tomorrow, and it's kind of good. The DM is going to bring the world to life, so I'm going to find a suitable place where Taliesin will be from. Anyway, his family was simple but loving. His mother, Gwynelva, was a wood elf, and she was a herbalist who healed the villagers with remedies passed down for generations. His father, Kaelin, was a human ranger who supplied the family and the village with fresh meat and animal hides. Tragedy struck when Taliesin was 12. His father was out hunting one rainy autumn day and was mauled and killed by a group of wild boar. The loss of his father shattered Taliesin's sense of safety and stability. Over time, his mother became withdrawn. Her grief deepened with each passing year. Taliesin, seeking solace, buried himself in his books and studies, preferring to be out in nature and around animals. This is where he met his faithful companion Twig, who is a stoat or a weasel. That's what I don't know what I'm going to go for just yet. I'm going to see what the DM will allow. Slowly his grief started to subside, and this is when his magical talents began to surface. His mother encouraged him to attend insert magic school here, which is going to be the College of Ang, I now know, believing his gifts might offer him a future beyond their small fishing village. Despite his anxiety, he agreed. During Taliesin's school years, he became very close to a professor called Alaric Wyston. Over the years, I've read it wrong. Sorry. He became very close to a professor called Alaric Wyston over the years. A tall, lean man with a long silver beard and dark green eyes, around the age of 63. Alaric sensed a deep sadness and grief within Taliesin, but also sensed potential under all the anxiety and self-doubt, and took it upon himself to take him under his wing as his apprentice. Fast forward a good 10 years, Taliesin was in his final months at the College of Ang. Professor Wyston had been unusually distant and preoccupied. He spent long hours in his study poring over ancient tomes and star charts. On Taliesin's last day, Professor Wyston disappeared completely, with no trace of how and why. Taliesin, along with Twig in tow, set out on an ox cart to insert town name here, to try and track down his beloved friend and mentor. So that is my little first character backstory. I don't know. It kind of came to me really easily, this backstory. I think it's because I've been wanting to play D&D for so many bloody years that it's been in my head for quite a while. So I wanted this kind of sort of naive, younger sort of wizard. I didn't want somebody that knew everything. And I think that kind of is going to tie into my gameplay really nicely, because I don't know everything, you know? I've watched so much stuff over the years, but I've never actually played it myself. So I'm going to be a newbie at this as well as Talison's character. So I think that would just kind of make it, I don't know, I think it would make the gameplay a lot more realistic and kind of interesting because I'm going to be second guessing a lot. I myself suffer from anxiety, so I can relate to that with Taliesin, and I don't know, I'm very excited. You'll have to let me know all down below. And I think what I'm going to do is, once I know the world and stuff that we're in, we're going over everything tomorrow, and as the campaign goes on, I'm going to be building a few more things from there as well. I really want to give that a go. So, and I know there was a few of you that were excited about that. So yes, I will be doing that. I will be doing some more fantasy-esque builds, and kind of, if I hear something, I want to see what it looks like visually. So I think building in The Sims with the places that I'm going to be going and visiting, I think that's going to be the way to go about it. But yeah, very nice. So this is his childhood home, a very modest sort of fishing cottage, really. Very sort of Celtic, heavily inspired my character was, with the name and where he's going to be living and stuff. And I really wanted that to kind of reflect in this house as well. So as you all know, I live in kind of the Celtic lands, to be honest with you, Cornwall and Devon, and I'm surrounded by this kind of landscape. So this was kind of easy for me to kind of bring this to life. It really was. Very heavily inspired by a cottage down in Cornwall in a place called Mullion. It's this kind of little fishing village, and there's this cottage that kind of rests right at the edge of the sea. I'm going to put a little picture or a link down below so you can go and have a look at what cottage it was inspired by. But I just wanted this really simple little cottage with one bedroom. It's got an open plan living, kitchen and dining area, and one bathroom as well. So one bedroom, it's got a bunk bed with a double bed underneath. Like, this family was not rich at all. Like, they lived, I think his mum, I think Gwen, I'm going to call her Gwen. I think Gwen more along the lines of made sure everybody was healthy. She didn't really accept coin here and there, but everyone was very generous around her. I reckon the farmers would give her barley and crops and stuff for like helping out. She's very well looked after and respected within her community. And when his dad died, or when her husband died, she was grief struck, you know, so she kind of took a back seat from all of that. She still helps out people, like it's what she lives to do. But this kind of house, I wanted to kind of reflect that. It's very warm and cozy. You can imagine a loving family living here, you really can, but they didn't have much money, and I wanted that to kind of come through with this whole build. I really did. And you probably noticed I've slowed the build right down as well, because it kind of came to me really fast. So I'm going to slow this up to sort of fast. What, Aiden? What are you talking about? I've only made this kind of twice as fast as what it normally would be when I'm building by myself. So it kind of, yeah, it happened and it worked. It really did. Ignore that thing that I'm putting over the door now, that little sort of reed sort of awning. It just wasn't working for me. I kept looking at it and I was just like, no, I'm not feeling that for this build at all. So I ended up getting rid of that. I do end up using custom content. You've obviously noticed that by now. But again, I don't want to be limited with Sims objects while I'm kind of trying to get into my psyche and, you know, find all of the best things to bring my characters places alive. I'm very looking forward to it. I really am. I can't bloody wait for tomorrow. I will let you know all next week how it went. And yeah, and thank you to all you D&D nerds out there, the same as me. We're all nerds together. Thank you all for being excited for me. It was really heartwarming, actually. How many of you were like, oh my god, I'm so excited for you. It was very, very cute. So thank you for all of the messages and the DMs and stuff. I really appreciate it. Really bloody do indeed. But yeah, very simple. It's a very cute little build as well. I really wanted to lift it up higher onto some landscaping, just because I wanted them to have a kind of vantage point where they could look down to the ocean as well. With being a fishing village, I would imagine this place, whatever it's going to be called, I don't know, I'll let you know that next week maybe. I reckon this is kind of prolific in the community, you know, everyone goes out and fishes. It's where most of the town's money would come from, I would imagine, and it's not going to be a lot of money, you know, but maybe this place is famous for their fish. I can kind of imagine that. I really can. But yeah, I loved how this, I don't know, this a new adventure that I'm going on kind of forwarded onto give me inspiration, and that's indeed what I did. So expect a lot more of this, as I've said, in the future. Yes, indeed. But yeah, lots of terrain painting today as well. I really went to town with the terrain painting. Just wanted it to look just how I imagined it in my head, and I think I pulled it off. I really do think I pulled it off. It looks very nice indeed, especially with the interior. The interior is so cute. It flows really nicely, and it's all player tested as well. So I'll get this up on the gallery for you lovelies. So out this little back garden area here, I didn't want too much. I wanted it to be kind of a working garden, really. And what I mean by that is that I wanted a few objects out here that would kind of make sense for the storyline. So a little cheeky bench. I put a well out here as well, just so it looks like they can get kind of their fresh water and stuff from here. I don't know. Thought that was a good touch. A little clothesline. And being a herbalist, I wanted lots of areas where she could get to work on that. So she's got an outside and an inside desk that she can get to work on her herbs and ailments and stuff. And also a place to grow them as well. You can obviously see the planter boxes down there. I put them down at the bottom. And she can grow all of her own herbs if she doesn't want to get them from foraging, you know? So that's the way it went. But yeah, very cute. I was quite surprised how many objects from in-game worked with this build. I really did. But aesthetically, I did need some custom content, especially with wallpapers and windows and stuff. But yeah, very nice indeed. And this ivy, of course, from Felix. It really, really works. This does. I was happy with how it all came together in the end. Very much so indeed. Yes, I bloody was. So into the interior. This is where the kind of living room area is going to be. So I played around with a lot of the layout before I actually stuck with one. And I decided this was the best way to go. So in front of the little fireplace, you can obviously see there's a little wood burner in there. And I kind of put it into the wall and then put those coving pieces on from the organic collection. And all those wall pieces, sorry. And yeah, very nice indeed. Another desk, as I said, she's got kind of two sort of working desks. Wanted one to be inside just in case there's bad weather, but she does prefer to be outside as her Gwen. It keeps her mind off of things while she's going through her grief and depression. And that's very important IRL. Yes, it is. But yeah, just cute. It was really sweet how this all came together. I didn't know where I wanted to put the dining table here, but this is what I ended up coming up with. Because there's only Taliesin and Gwyn living here now, I only needed 2 chairs, so I just kind of stuck them behind the sofa area, and then that gave us room to put the kitchen in over on this area here. Now, I would imagine the kitchen would be a very important part, especially if she is a herbalist. This is where she concocts all of her concoctions, you know, her potions and stuff. So it works out really nice. And once again, the horse ranch kitchen coming in and saving the day, because even with custom content, there was nothing that really matched in with the vibe that I wanted. But the horse ranch kitchen came in on top. It really did. It was very, very nice indeed. And I think it matches in really nicely with the house. Kept it very bare in here, so with the floorboards and the walls, the floorboards and the walls and stuff. It was all that was needed in here, really. And yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. Putting more herbs and stuff around. I've made sure this house was kind of littered in them, really, just so it kind of told a story. So this is the very small and simple bedroom. The bunk bed on top. This is where Taliesin would have slept before he went off to school. I wouldn't imagine he'd come back to live here now. You know, he's on his travels. He's adventuring. He's going to see what the world is all about. So this is primarily his mum's home. But his mum's kept his bed there just in case. Which I think is very sweet indeed. But very, very simple bedroom. And it all works as well, which is nice. And the same with the bathroom. Bathroom is very simple too. But I hope you enjoyed this, my loves. I will be back tomorrow with another video. Goodbye.